All right, if everyone's ready, let's call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which is a nation, under God, liberty, justice for all. Boy, we need a lot of practice.
It's not like we don't do it every meeting.
All right, everyone. Well, hold on, we gotta do a roll call. Roll call.
Mayor Capanis.
Here.
Mrs. Fazio. Here. Mr. Ranieri.
Here.
Mr. Lowenstein.
Here.
Mr. Farrell.
Here.
Mrs. Kelly. Mrs. Kelly. Here. Here. Mr. Shapiro, is he here?
I don't see him yet. Oh, I don't see him yet.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Bastor. Mark?
He's here.
I know, I see him, Mark. Unless it's a different Mark.
Let's skip.
No. Mr. Anderson, is he here yet? Yes.
Here. Okay, if everyone wants to mute at this point, then I'll read the statement and all, and then we'll get to discussion. Okay, public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. 1, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 8, 2020, and 2, emailed to the retrospect and current post on January 8, 2020. Obviously, this is a caucus meeting, so we have new business discussion for this meeting. Public hearing for ordinance 20-10 and 20-11. Mr. Shapiro has arrived. Rich, if you want to roll call in, we'll say that Mr. Shapiro is here.
Oh, he's here? Okay. How about Mr. Bastor? Did we ever determine if that's him?
He's trying to say something, but I don't hear him. We don't hear him.
Mark, yes.
Here. Great.
Okay.
This 20-10 and 20-11. I don't have it in front of me right now. Refresh me what those two are.
20-10 is the scout building ordinance,
Yes.
and 20-11 is the energy aggregation program.
Okay, so if anybody has any questions on those, obviously the scout building is the agreement we have with taking possession of that building. And then the energy aggregation is just that to allow the company to at least do an evaluation of our energy usage. Okay, resolution authorizing property maintenance liens. Everyone knows what that is. Obviously, at this point in time, there's a lot of grass cuttings. Resolution refunding a duplicate tax payment. That's typical. Resolution of a shared service agreement between Chislehurst for trash and recycling pickup. Is Harry here? Harry, do you want to at least let everybody know about that one so they understand what we did? You there, Harry?
Harry's up top.
Yeah, we did a shared service real quickly with Chislehurst. They had an issue with the trash truck down. We went to assist them with that. We were billing them back for the usage of the truck and the drivers. And this is just to formalize everything with the third agreement that we have for the future back and forth.
Okay. How many days did you guys work there, Harry? Was it a couple days?
We had 3 days with I'm sorry, 1 day, 2 trucks, 2 drivers. And then we had our 20-yard truck there for 4 days. They had their own driver back there.
Okay, good. So it worked out okay. Obviously, you know there's a lot going on in public works. It was great that they did it, but of course with these storms and all the other stuff, but it's still good for the borough to be, as Mr. Ranieri likes to say, a giver, not a taker all the time, so it was a good opportunity for us to get something back. Resolution regarding the 2020 tax sale. I just want to let everybody know about that.
Well, there are a few resolutions we pass every year when the tax sale is scheduled to take place. It will be October 20th. So I have the resolution hiring the company that we hire that does the electronic sale, and I have the 2 allowing us to charge the cost prior to the sale, so they'll be on.
The resolution designating a redevelopment zone, as everyone knows, we sent to the planning board for them to do a study on 9th Avenue, which included the old Holiday Inn La Quinta property and the vacant lands that were along 9th Avenue. Basically, it came back that those properties met the criteria. The planning board now has sent a request for council to formally designate that area a redevelopment zone. And what that, of course, does for us is, once again, gives council the ability to, hear from developers and then assign a redeveloper if they meet the criteria that we all agree to is in the best interest for those properties. They don't have to come to us, but it gives another opportunity for someone to bring something to the table. Hopefully there's some interest in these properties, and by having a redevelopment zone, it will help with that. And the last thing is the renewal of the liquor license. How many do we have so far?
I have all of them except the Mile, who has not filed either online or bought the fees. I think that's the last one. I was waiting for one club license fee, and I got that. The Mile is the last one. I notified him last week.
Okay, good.
And there are 2 more things here that aren't on the agenda, Mayor.
Okay.
One is the 3-year re-op on the joint insurance fund. That would be for from January 2021 through January 2024. We do this for both the HIP and the JIP every 3 years.
I don't see any problem with that. Does anybody have any problems with that? I mean, on sale and order, there should be no issues.
And the other is John's resolution regarding the transport of the LNG.
Okay. I think, John, the only thing I think Mr. Long was going to work on that, correct, Dan?
That is completely correct. Joyce had a very good start with it from what the little I was able to see today. But I will certainly spruce it up. It will be good to go in the way that you can expect it to be, Councilman Ranieri. And we will have it ready for the council meeting next week. I will certainly send you the first draft so it meets your level of approval before we present it to full council. So, my pleasure.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Joyce.
Anytime.
And Mr. Long, I will send it to you. I will send you the Word version so you can work on it if you.
That would be much appreciated to streamline it.
Yes.
I had my fingers ready to go, and I was stretching my wrist after seeing the PDF. But the Word version is always appreciated. Thank you, especially for me this week.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Of course.
Okay. If there's nothing else for the upcoming council meeting, we'll go around. I do want to turn it over to Mr. Long, even though we're moving pretty quickly already. He does have a busy evening tonight because of the school situations. So if you want to talk to council about anything you have. Dan?
No, thanks.
Okay.
No, just what was on the Scout building. I know I did receive your email today about the fire department, so I'm going to spruce up that at least a little bit more to submit it to the bank. It's good that we're back in communication with them. And yeah, just directed to help Terry with the shared services agreement. Scout building, we're good to go. That resolution, of course, as we just discussed. And yeah, everything else is progress. So you'll see the fruits of that labor, both in the resolutions we discussed, as well as for the council meeting next week. And I very much appreciate, Mayor, you accommodating me this evening, because this is my third of 4 meetings tonight, 3 school boards, because everybody's got to make their call on what they're doing. So I do appreciate your indulgences and your accommodation. So thank you very much.
Dan, I talked with Tom Ambrose today over at Triton, and he says it's progress all the time.
It's a work in progress all the time. Yeah, I will say that it's a moving target. That's the hard part. It's we receive often, hey, here's your new standard. We're relaxing this. We're adding that. With facilities, it's a whale, and there are very passionate people on both sides of the argument, both to stay home and to go full steam ahead. So there's no easy solution, and there's no way to keep everybody satisfied. So
Yeah, he said at Triton they have 200 kids a day each day, and then they're off on Wednesdays, and so that's all they're going to have
full
each day.
clean of the building. Yep.
Yeah.
Full clean of the building, and then the last 2 days.
Yeah, they usually have like 1,300 students. All right, I'm out. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Eleanor, did you get a chance to see that email that Dan's referring? I did CC you on that because you were interested about the fire, what was going on with fire. Just to keep everybody informed, there was some back and forth between the attorneys and things like that. And just today, Eleanor had asked me a few days ago, and the bank just happened to call me today. The bank that the fire company has been using for years. And I believe we're interested in using them. Mr. Anderson, has said good things about them. We talked about that it would be beneficial for us to move our accounts there. But also, he called me not only about that, but also about the fire. They've had some changes at their leadership, and obviously with what's going on in the world, it's been difficult. But it was good to get contact again. And like I said, we'll hopefully have something that's pretty specific that says that the borough is interested in improving this building, so this building's going to last for a long time and provide all these services. And it's ironic with this COVID issue that a lot of the things that need to be done at the firehouse, separating facilities, the bathroom scenarios, the showering scenarios, all these things. It's a shame it wasn't in place a year ago because we would have been in great shape with having facilities down there for the personnel that are working it. But, we'll get it done. We'll just keep moving along.
Mayor, I believe your exact words were, "This is going to far outlast my tenure and everybody else except Mrs. Kelly's."
I did write that on the I said, yes, it'll outlast my political career. I didn't say that. Well, think about that. A lot of things that we do, we have to plan for our successors. Who's going to come behind us, and what do we do to make sure that there's a continuity and that things continue to move forward? So,
right.
It's a classic example. Who are they going to deal with in 4 years, and 8 years, and 12 years on this project that it's going to take that long to pay for it? Okay, so we'll go around the room and we'll just go around the room and see what everybody has to say. First up, how about I don't have a list here, but I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go by, if I can remember, seniority. So, first one is Miss Passia.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I'm sure everyone received our news booklet, and we had a contest, a word search contest. So the winners of the contest were Dennis Weaver and Lorraine Costello. They were notified by email, and they were told to pick up their gift card over at Color Printing. Dennis, as of today, Dennis Weaver did pick his card up, and his $25 gift card will be for the mile. There's a Philly gift card waiting for Lorraine Costello. She hasn't picked it up. I haven't heard from her. John, hi. You're pretty friendly with Lorraine, aren't you?
Hello. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Can you tell her that she needs to pick up her card?
Sure.
Okay, over at Larry's.
Over Larry's, okay, we'll do.
Okay.
I'll get that done.
Okay, keep me posted on that one.
We'll do.
Okay, thank you. Right now, I'm going to meet with my committee, and we're going to discuss Halloween. I just as I was listening to everyone, I got an idea. Well, I'm not going to pass it on yet until I pass it on to my committee, but I think it would be really a good idea. And in saying that, Harry, our movie screen, do you know the status? We tried to get it, buy it?
I am still working.
Okay.
We will have one.
Okay, so I'm thinking of something, let's see if we can work it out. All right, so let's see how fast we can get. And, thank you, Harry, I appreciate that. Also, our next public events would have been, our townwide, yard sale. So I'm asking council and mayor, what is your thoughts? Give me some feedback on having a townwide yard sale. Of course, it would be up to the homeowners. And facial mask or whatever you just on.
Hey, hold on a second, Patty. Patty, can everyone please mute your microphones? Joyce, can you mute the public? Because we're getting some feedback.
Muted.
Okay. Wait, I didn't. You got muted in that too. There you go.
Make sure Patty can speak, and all the council members. Patty, are you available? Can you put your button available? Button.
Yeah, we can talk.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
You gotta unmute yourself, Patty.
Oh, Lord, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think the yard sale is a great idea. I think that you're 100% right, that the social distancing and allow that kind of thing to happen. Public Works will be supportive and, helping clean up after that, if we can time it. I know people have to bring the stuff back in. I don't know how everybody else feels.
Well, if that's the case, the townwide yard sale is always the last Saturday in September. So Saturday, September 26th. Sunday would be the rain date, September 27th. Our residents don't have to do it. All they have to do is put their wares out between 8 a.m. and 2 o'clock. Please put everything back. Don't leave anything out. Don't put your trash out. Like I said, there's no fee, so, the fee is waived. And we've been doing this, this will be our 4th year doing this. So I know they like.
I agree. It's outdoors. I think it's safe. Everybody can practice social distancing, wear a mask, we're good.
And it'll give people something to do. It probably bring a lot. Okay, so if we could post that, and also, Harry, of course, the big banner will go up on Columbus Bridge Road. You know when. Okay? Is that okay, Harry? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Harry, I'll make sure I check and we'll go over everything. So, I think that's it. When hopefully we'll make a decision for Halloween, Christmas, and hopefully it'll be a good event, good decision that way. I have a really good idea for Halloween, and it just popped in my head as I was listening to everybody. So I'll pass it on to everyone as soon as I talk to my committee and discuss it with my public events committee. All right, with that, it's in progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Ms. Kelly, I see we've got you. We're not going to lose you now, Ms. Kelly. Unmute, Ms. Kelly.
Not muted.
One more time.
She's not muted. It's something on her end.
Eleanor, there's got to be a button on your screen because Joyce muted everyone because we were getting background noise.
But she's not muted. She's on a phone.
We're still not hearing you, Eleanor. We did hear you a while. I don't know what changed, other than when we...
By the way, this is Craig's fault. And he knows why.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said Mrs. Kelly was good so far. I thought we had progress.
Yeah, the background noise hurts us, and then we muted everyone.
But she's calling on it. She's on a phone.
No, she's on a phone?
That's how it's showing up on my end.
Well, Eleanor, look at your phone. Can you push a Is there any button on there? Because when Joyce muted everyone, then it might have to you might have to push it.
Yep, she's showing up on a phone.
That background noise kills us. Keep talking, Eleanor, so maybe we hear you.
Do 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 do.
I jinxed her. You can hear us, Eleanor, correct?
I don't even know.
Eleanor's much better in person.
All right, we're gonna, you know what, Eleanor? Yeah. All right, please, when you guys aren't talking, mute your phone, mute yourself so that Joyce doesn't have to do it. And then those who are on the public, if you were to mute your phones, that would have helped us when we're doing this. Okay, Eleanor, you're gonna have to come back on again. Something changed. No, we can't hear you. I can see your mouth, but I can say what you're saying, but I don't know what happened. Okay, let's go now. As soon as you get on, Eleanor, we're gonna jump back on you. Bob, Mr. Farrell, did you have anything?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Not too much to talk about, but Highland and Rowan Avenue, we're still waiting for Arrowhack to give us a starting date. I talked to Mark today, and he said he might have an answer on that. Mark, did you get an answer on that? Hello? Mark? He's not. Well, maybe when it's his time to.
I'll bring it back up, please.
Okay.
Mark?
Yeah, nothing. I'm sorry?
Keep going.
Well, the Scout building, I guess the legal end has been resolved on that, right? I had a question on that. We're moving ahead on that?
At this point, it's the resolution, and then I believe after we do the resolution, Dan, you could jump in on this one. I think they basically signed the deed over to us at that point, correct?
Correct. That allows us to proceed.
Okay. Thank you. Also, Bach is looking into cost estimates down at Green Acres or a lot of branch on the lighting and a pedestrian, adding the pedestrian walkway, to make a complete loop. So that's going on. And also Davis Road sewer extension. I want to read this here. Preliminary layout requires utility easements for several homeowners. Right of entries have been obtained to survey services to finalize the layout. Survey work of the proposed easement area is going. So other than that, it's all good news. Thank you.
Eleanor,
I think, am I back?
you are back, Eleanor. Thank you. All right, Eleanor, if you want to go.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet with an intern from Rowan University today. She was going to be working 2 days a week for the whole semester, but all internships have been canceled. And Rowan notified her this morning, and she texted me and told me that she would be doing research and was not allowed to do any internships. So that was very disappointing. I just wanted to let everybody know that we will be honoring Pat Moriarty of the Public Works Department for 30 years of service. And we'll also be honoring Fred Laverty for all his service and giving him a plaque for his retirement. That date will be probably next week if we can swing it. The plaques are in the process of being finished, and I'll let everybody know when we're going to have the ceremonies for both those guys. And that's it for now, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor. Okay, Mr. Ranieri.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. How are you? I'm going to start off with something fun and interesting. The St. Teresa's parking lot is coming out amazing. Did anybody get to see any pictures of it yet or drive by? It's exciting. It's really
I saw the video from the drone.
What do you think of that?
Phenomenal.
Reimagine Runnemede has a drone now, so, we could do a lot of things. If anybody needs some droning, let me know.
I drove by it, John. It looks very nice.
Thanks. Yeah, it's coming out great. It's exciting. It's something to get excited about in town. Eleanor's been putting a lot of time in up there with me. She's doing an amazing job. She's got more energy than anybody I know. But we're real excited about that. Very colorful, and there's a lot that the kids will be able to play. Very interactive. And it's funny because when we get done painting and the kids are finally done work, we can't get them off of the interactive pieces because they love it. So it's going to be really interesting. In finance, the last couple of weeks, Bowman has been doing our audit in the courtroom. The audit is for 2019. We're just about midway into the audit. It's done every year. Don't know how we're doing because, of course, I'm not there and I can't check in on them. But we'll know in a couple of weeks, and we'll let you know as soon as we find out. We usually do pretty well in these audits. Our new treasurer starts next week. September 1st, I believe, is the start date. I know that Greg's looking forward to that. He's been doing everything by himself since he got in, and I know he could use a hand and possibly a little break. So looking forward to that happening. This Thursday at 3:30, Eleanor, myself, the mayor, and Greg will be having a finance meeting in the courtroom, and we're going to discuss expenditures in each department overall, and each department, see how we're doing. We looked at our income last time, our revenue. Now we're going to look at how our spending matches up to year to date so far, which is going to be interesting. The public engagement program through the sustainable program, it's a short little, there's a gentleman's name's Alex, and he's in charge of a program called the PI program, and it helps different communities get re-engaged through, during the pandemic. And I mentioned it last week. I had a phone conversation. It went very well. I had a follow-up phone conversation with the director of this program. And I'll know in a week or so whether we're going to be part of it. It'll be interesting for mayor council and all of our organizations to get involved in this. It's a program where we set goals, check regularly, meeting our goals, etc., expanding our ability, possibly, even as far as online code enforcement, things along that, the things that we want to grow into. So it's very exciting. I don't know a lot about it. They keep it secretive until they pick you. But we have a good chance. I feel good about that. And I think that's about it. I think the rest is progress. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Okay, Mr. Lovenstein.
Hello, everyone. As you know, Public Works has been very busy. Mr. Wozunk and his crew have been just inundated with abandoned cuts, chipping and shredding. We're getting a lot of rain, so the properties are growing fast. Even our borough properties having a hard time keeping up. He's offering the workers overtime if they want it, having a hard time getting them to take some. But we are trying to keep up the best we can not with everyone, but with many people being home due to the COVID pandemic. A lot of yard waste is being taken out of people's properties. If you look down Davis Road, we have a big pile to shred, things like that. They're doing a wonderful job as far as I'm concerned. We might want to look at getting a little more help for them, some part-timers. But other than that, the rest is progress.
Thank you, Greg. Okay, Mr. Sapiro.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Sports, parks and recs, fields have been cut. Public Works started working on the softball fields. The softball looks like they're trying to have a fall ball season, so I asked Harry and Public Works to start working on it. They have been, which is awesome. The girls haven't done anything. Their whole season was canceled. Both teams for the boys are in the playoffs. One team's in the championship. They'll play this week, so there's a little excitement with the kids from 9 to 11 right now. Looks like for soccer, there's going to be 3 travel teams coming out of the RYA, but I'm not sure about in-house soccer. Usually that's from the kids from age 3 to about maybe 13, but it looks like a lot of these kids' parents don't want to do in-sport soccer, so there's a chance that the only soccer is going to be is for travel. And that's on the sports side. The rest is progress.
Rich, if I may, on the sports side, I got an email from our high school soccer association today as far as reffing, and some 20 schools have already dropped their soccer for the fall. There are just many schools are dropping it, and many more are probably going to drop it due to lack of competition or people being worried. A lot of people are gung-ho about it, but as you're seeing with in-house soccer, it's not that gung-ho. And
no, and we don't expect it. And I was thinking when we were talking about getting lights at Green Acres, but if there's no in-house soccer and there's only 3 travel teams, they got plenty of time to practice over themselves. So I don't see no reason for lights right now unless something changes.
Well, the only thing is about as far as lights is the outfield on the baseball field. We would like to keep that dedicated to baseball. Many
totally agree. So,
at some time we have to move the RY over to Green Acres and just move them. And
there's no soccer at the RY at all right now. Everything's at Green Acres. They've been practicing over there for the last month or so. So nobody's. If they're playing soccer, they're playing on their own. So it's just the people doing it on their own. But the teams are not anything. And on another note, the shed done by Boy Scout Anthony is done. He painted one of the sheds over there. It was a red green. Looks awesome job. All I have to do is get him the RY has to get him a letter of satisfaction. They're working on that right now. Because of COVID, he couldn't get the stenciling done in time. It hasn't come in yet. And he's been waiting for months. But once he gets that done, he'll come back and finish it up. But the paint job, that shed looked bad paint job, and it looks awesome. Great job by Anthony to spruce up the shed at the RY.
Good.
All right, so in that progress.
Rich, I have a question. Has anybody talked about basketball and volleyball at the gym? Because I've already had St. Teresa's contact me. If
about
planning to do
volleyball, I know volleyball. I'm going by high school. That's already been canceled till the spring. Volleyball in all high schools has been canceled till the spring because my daughter plays high school. I don't know about St. Teresa, what they're doing. I don't know if
the gym or volleyball runs right into
basketball. We haven't talked basketball usually during the winter. We were trying to have something during summer, but there was no way we could have it. So we had the RY's not even thinking about basketball right now. We're trying to see if we can make it through a soccer season without canceling. They're trying to see if they can make it through a soccer season without canceling. If they can do basketball, that's usually between December and January when it gets started. So
St. Teresa starts pretty early.
Nobody's using the Harry Williams, right, that I know of.
I don't know whether we are willing to use it. That's what I'm saying.
I think we have to go by what the governor says. There has been no indoor sports have been okay for the winter. No basketball, volleyball, elementary schools, or any of that. But only sports right now are outdoor.
Yeah, and if they want to do it, I would rule against using the Harry Williams gym for that. If you ask me, I would just say no, not right now until they clear it.
Would you always let them know?
Well, that's what I told them. I told them the building's not open right now.
Dan, you want to weigh in at all, or Dan Long?
Excuse me?
Do you want to weigh in on this at all, or what?
Other than what you said, no.
Okay.
I think you have it.
I believe
you
that
stated it accurately.
25 people still indoors, right? New Jersey, 25 people?
No sports.
25 people indoors.
Sports, I think.
Sports get canceled, so.
Thank you.
Right.
I mean, if they cancel high school volleyball also, I don't see why we should let volleyball in the gym at. Well,
And remember, at this time, all of our municipal buildings are still closed, so, that's gonna put an added burden on Public Works to clean, and, I think that is something we should be very cautious of. I would be even surprised that St. Teresa was even wanting to do that.
Well, he paid the fees for last year, which he usually does, and he actually paid ahead of time for this year, and I told him, I said, nothing's open. But, who knows what will happen.
Okay. So I just want to add something to recreation is we do have a pickleball tournament occurring on the second week of September. I got involved with it only because I had met with that group when we were looking at this process. And there were several groups, if those of you who go down there, see that they show up very early in the morning. So all we're really doing in this case, because I would consider it no different than if we had a softball tournament or a baseball tournament, something like that, where there's an organization that just needs to make sure that facility is available for those several hours for their tournament. So at this point, they've got a 3-hour window. We're going to do our best to let people know that they're there playing that tournament. It's not, I would say it's no different than the RY having something. We're just going to let them use it. Obviously, the courts are open to anybody, except I think when we have these kind of events, I think we should support them because it brings a group of people together in our community and get something done. I still would hope that we do something on the Borough side where we have like a little Runnemede Open where we have a little tournament and then we have some players and maybe give out a few prizes and something like that, obviously once the world gets normal again. But
I nominate Mr. Ranieri for Commissioner of Pickleball.
I'll make something happen. We'll work that out. That's a good group of people. Nick, that's a very good group of people there. And I'll tell you what, when they're there in the morning and someone walks up and wants to play, they engage them, they invite them into their tournament, or they give them they condense their group smaller and they give them a court. So it's a very inclusive group that you're talking about. So it's working out nice.
They have taken over the tennis courts over there. That thing is packed every Saturday and Sunday when I see it. Even in the evening during the week, there's always packed.
Great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is healthy. Fantastic.
It is cool.
Yeah. While we're on parks, Nick, I do want to talk about the future, Rich. We should talk about it. Outdoor equipment where adults can, an elliptic machine or just anything where they can get some exercise at our park. They're not that expensive, and we have a lot of space over there that we could do something like that.
And that's not a bad idea. We have enough.
The old hockey rink where nothing's happened for years, drop a couple pieces in there. We should consider, I'll get some prices together and we'll talk about it for next year. How's that?
Sounds good. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I remember the pictures you sent, and it looks nice, and there's enough space that
It'll get people out of the house. It's safe, it's healthy, and it's a good way to go. I'm gonna try to get a grant on that, but I'll talk to you about it.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the professionals. Mr. Basor, are you hearing us now? Can you speak?
You unmute caller number 2. Problems with his microphone on his PC, so he's called in on.
He's number 2?
Yes.
There he goes.
Hey,
Mark?
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what's wrong with my microphone on my computer, but backup plan is to call in. So thanks for putting up with this. Bob covered everything I was going to talk about, other than I did talk to Arawak today. They're trying to get out later this week or early next week for the paving. I told them they have to give the residents a 48-hour notification, and they said they would comply with that. And other than that, progress.
That was easy. Okay. What else do we have? Mr. Anderson, want to take the floor?
I just have one small correction to make to John's moment. We will be meeting upstairs as the auditors are in the courtroom. And that police car finally came in from Winterport that we ordered last year. And I'm sure you probably noticed it on the bill list tonight. We'll be paying for it as we have received the vehicle and everything is fine with it. And I look forward to our new treasurer starting September 1st. I could use the help. And the audit is moving along fantastic. And the rest, as you guys say, is progress.
Well, Greg, we were thinking about postponing her for a couple more months because we know you like to work by yourself.
I don't have enough gray evidence yet.
I'm surprised you didn't hear a click.
Well, I have Harry here. So she can, I assume she's moving into that office, is that correct?
That would be the first plan.
Okay, so Harry, we got the plexiglass in to separate Joy's desk from Beth's desk out in the lobby. We just need somebody to purchase the chains and the hooks to hang it so that Beth can move back out to her desk so that the new person can move into the office.
We will be scheduled and completed.
Thank you so much.
So
Mr.
Howard,
Wilson.
you know, I did look at those, so you need the hooks that hook onto the drop ceiling grid. Looks like that's how they hang from the drop ceiling grid. But I don't believe, like Joyce said, they didn't provide any mounting hardware.
No, they said they would. It was only they drilled the holes though.
All right, we'll get the mounting hook for the drop ceiling and the S-hooks to attach to the plexiglass with the regular chain. Not a problem.
Okay. And Harry, you want to just continue? If there's anything you have for everyone?
I have about 5 pages to report on of progress, but the big thing is just a public notice to everybody next Tuesday or Wednesday, the 1st or 2nd, we will be replacing the manhole at Schubert and Evesham Road. We will have detours going on from Evesham to Schubert going southbound, and we're looking at probably an 8-hour day of replacing the manhole. So it's just pretty much, we're going to post it, get the word out. The houses that are going to be affected in the area, we'll give them door knockers, and hopefully we'll have a quick and easy replacement of that project.
Harry, will that affect, I mean, the school opens, are they open the following week? So you're going to get this done a week before the school opens then? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yep. And other than that, I just ditto Mr. Lobenstein's report, excellent report of all the progress that Public Works is working on, all the projects.
Let's talk about our meeting at the library. At least let everybody know what our goals are.
Today we met, the mayor, Director Lobenstein, and Director Farrell met down there with Kathy at the library to talk about some of the issues going on. She has the reconstruction going on inside the library and handling that with painting and carpet and so forth. On the outside, Public Works is taking over all the flower beds and so forth, and we will be doing a project for the next couple of months of improving, cleaning up the flower bed areas around the library, plus the asphalt walkway. And then also we're going to be looking at removing a couple of the sycamore trees. And we made it a pact that for every tree we take down, we will replace with 2 trees. So we're looking at that area, placing some new trees in that area for the ones that are creating a lot of walk and trip hazards and that are dirty for a lot of maintenance. So we're looking at some Bradford pears and maybe some cherries or something like that to put in the area just to help boost up the area. So with that, we're working on that since we get caught up with everything else.
It was the sweet gum trees, the ones that have those sticky balls. If everybody remembers, they get all around the gazebo and things like that. And it was pointed out to us that those trees can be a problem for people walking across. I just want to add to the library, especially since Mr. Anderson's on this. I didn't get a chance to send that email out today. I did want to formalize our agreement with the library today, that basically they've got enough to do inside to take care of their property, where Public Works can take more responsibility on the outside. A lot of the, like Harry says, the flower beds, the overgrowing of the trees and things like that. It's much more able for his department to maintain that than for, the scouts that had done some projects there, or even the library, some of the projects they did there. They just don't have the ability to get out there and do that. Plus, it's also our building to really maintain. Some of the stuff around the building is causing some issues, so we're going to try to help with some drainage around the buildings, things like that. What Harry says about tripping hazards and that kind of stuff. One of the things is we really do need to start thinking about those walkways. As we all know, when we're there, those walkways are difficult. So we want to try to make them a little bit better and stuff like that. And I do want to say that the progress inside the library is doing well. They have purchased new carpet tiles, which is wonderful, to recarpet the building. Obviously, the carpet's 20 years old. The painting just makes it look nice. The paint started that. But one of the major changes that they're doing is a lot of the ADA compliancy issues, bringing the bookshelves down. It was interesting to find out from Kathy that almost half the books in the library don't get pulled out anymore. There's a change that's happening. Obviously, people used to go there for references. All those encyclopedias, nobody uses those kind of reference books anymore. So her staff is going through the books, seeing when the last time they were checked out, making a determination if those books are feasible to keep, and then once they have that cleaned up, they'll be able to reconfigure their bookshelves. They're going to actually lower the bookshelves. If anybody's been in the building, you know that when you walk in, you can't see what's going on everywhere. So by lowering them, it's going to really make it a much more open and much more accessible. Those higher shelves people don't reach up to, and they're dangerous. As we recall, when we did our buildings, if you remember, we got rid of all the high filing cabinets and things like that. So that's a real positive that they're going to do in there. And once again, a lot of that stuff they've had since they opened the place, and a lot of it was hand-me-down. So, Mr. Anderson, some of the money they're going to be spending other than the library, in the library for the rugs and the painting, will be some furniture work that they're going to need to do to improve some of their social distancing. They intend to move the computers away from each other. If everyone recalls, all the computers are in a big circle. That doesn't really work in this environment. So to change that, where the staff sits up front, to maybe build a counter there to kind of separate the staff a little bit better, and also to make their area more functional. I think they got a good plan. It's a lot of work to take care of that. Public Works is helping them out with taking care of the debris that has to be removed from there, from the rugs and the books and those kinds of things. There was one comment that was made, Harry, I forgot to bring up, was that they've got two dehumidifiers in the building, because it seems like the air conditioning unit isn't taking a lot of the water out of the air. So I didn't know if our contractor, Bovio, I think, has our maintenance. If maybe you could shoot them an email to ask them to take a look and see why there's so much humidity in that room. Are you aware of that at all, Harry?
Yeah, that's where part of the issue is the front flower bed, butterfly garden. That's covering the weep holes, so you're getting the condensation in the walls around the windows, and it has no place to escape. So it's back inside the building. But we'll look to make sure that the air circulation is up to par, and see if we can make improvements.
Okay, great. And was there anything else that I had that we were working on? Obviously, we talked about the scouts, we talked about the fire company, we did talk about some of the road projects, the sewer extensions. Just to keep everybody aware, there are other issues out there. There are municipal liens that we're looking at. If everyone recalls, for many years we've had some issues with municipal liens. We're taking a little bit of a look on that. Code enforcement has to cite these properties. A lot of these properties are being maintained by the borough. So we have to do our due diligence to try to move these off our books. To give an example of one that it got back on our radar, was the there's a 20-foot piece of land on Clements Bridge Road between and by American Discount Fence there. If everyone knows, it's a little wooded area right there. So we've had some issues. The police they were called down there because the sidewalk is blocked for pedestrians that are making their way down there. So that started this whole thing again, looking at it, seeing what we can do. Ms. Pinto pointed out that it's basically been on the borough's books since before 1988. So it's something we should at least try to take a look at. There is issues that were brought up to me again. I don't know if anybody's on from the public's on here tonight. We do have some issues with some curbs and sidewalks that we're going to look at again. Those are kind of things where we can either require the property owner, like we did on Forest Avenue, to make those improvements. I tend to be a little more lenient that we should do it when there's things that we feel are beneficial to the community, as opposed to forcing someone. I think we should only force them when they have other issues that we're trying to fix. Like if we recall what we did on Forest Avenue, remember that property was really run down for a long period of time. And if anybody went by there, they could see that it's improved, though it has stalled again, if anyone went by to see that. Other than that, that's all I have. Unless anybody has any questions for me? No? Okay. Then let's move to the payment of bills. Would someone like to make a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the monthly bills.
Well, second.
Okay, motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor? Oh, no, excuse me, roll call, please.
Mrs. Passio,
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri,
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein,
Yes.
Mr. Farrell,
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Sapiro.
Yes.
Six ayes.
All right, the bills shall be paid. This portion of the meeting is good and welfare. Ms. Pinto, could you make sure that all the public is unmuted? Anyone from the public wishing to speak, please state your name and address.
Unmuted.
Oh, that didn't work. We'll see. We'll do it this way.
Can we make sure they're all unmuted?
Well, they are. It's all unmuted. They have to unmute themselves.
Is there anyone from the public? I see one caller, that's why I'm waiting, everyone.
Yeah, okay, who needs to be?
Well, the caller that came on, I thought that was David. Just in case he didn't hear, he came on a little late. We did talk about the resolution for the liquid natural gas transportation through the town. Our attorney is working on fine-tuning that resolution that was provided from Pennsylvania that would work better for New Jersey and follow our rules and laws. But seeing and hearing no one from the public, am I going once?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate your bringing me up to date on that. I have no further questions.
You have no further questions? Okay, thank you, Dave. Okay, hearing and seeing no one else, is there a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion.
Motion by Ms. Passio,
I'll second it.
second by Zero. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is closed. Before we close this meeting, is there anything else? No? Sounds good.
Mayor, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll get to your next meeting.
I have a question.
All right, thanks, guys.
I have one question. In
Sure.
regards to the library, the butterfly garden. So is that going to be taken out, Harry?
Yes.
Okay. So can someone notify Linda Hurd who put that in? There might be seeds or some planting that she would.
I will personally do it because Miss Jacinta did say she talked to Miss Hurd, or said that Miss Hurd hadn't been around for a while, but I'll make sure that Linda, she wants to get the seed prior to it being removed. I think that's a great idea.
Okay, because I know she was interested before that if it ever was taken away, she didn't want some plants and whatever she had put in. She put that in with her own time and her own money, so.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, anything else? Okay, would someone like to make a motion to close this meeting?
I close this meeting.
Motion to adjourn by Ms. Passio, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Farrell, all in favor?
Aye.
You're adjourned.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Bye.